put them in a tie for third most by any team in the season in league history. 3 of the other 4 teams to reach that mark won the NBA title. It was the Warriors who lost in 7.
A lot of underrated cities involved here. Cleveland's a great city. Milwaukee's a great city.
Milwaukee's a
OKC,
great city.
Denver, tremendous. Let's get to the MVP statement. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander not sneaking up on anybody himself anymore. SGA got to work early, getting to the rim, getting to the basket again. He's got 40 in back-to-back games. He said that's what it's all about for me. I love MVPs. I love All-Stars. I love all the accolades that come with it. None of it matters if you don't win. Well, it turns out this is probably a cake and icing thing this season because OKC is winning and SGA is the prohibitive favorite to win the NBA MVP award, -700 at ESPN Bet. The lead was 8. Nikola Jokic trying to chip away at it. I said, no, Chip, don't do it. Jokic goes for 24, 13, and 9. He's dealing with an arm issue. And Russell Westbrook rebound. Jamal Murray, blue arrow, bottoms. That was his only 3, though. He's 1 for 5 from distance. It was snug. It was only a 3-point deficit going into the 4th. And then OKC outscored Denver by 21 points in the 4th quarter. And SGA was a big reason why. What did you say?
21.
He's going to drive a little step back, 2. And then he was only 2 of 11 from distance, but we're going to show you both threes.
Oh.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 40 points again. That's 3 straight games. You go with 8 rebounds and 5 times Thunder by 24. Now, OKC up 12 games on the Lakers and Nuggets with under 20 games remaining for most teams. Teams 2 through 5 out west, jam-packed together. OKC could clinch the top seed as early as this weekend. It really is inevitable.
All right, to that number 2 team in the Western Conference, LeBron James expected to miss at least 1 to 2 weeks with a growing strain. That according to what sources are telling our Sham Charania. LeBron downplayed the injury after Saturday night's loss in Boston. Sham says the Lakers are bracing to be without him for a period of time and will be cautious as they hang on to that 2 seed out west. To dive more into it, NBA reporter Dave McMenamin joining the program. Mac-10, fantastic to see you. When could we get a clearer timeline on LeBron's recovery?
Gary, the Lakers training staff are allowing the groin injury for LeBron to, quote, calm down before they seek medical imaging. So that could be the course of a couple days before we learn more about what the strain is, whether it's a grade 1, grade 2. Obviously, grade 3 would be pretty devastating, but that's not the expectation here. In the meantime, as you mentioned, sources have told both me and Sham Charania that his absence is expected to be measured in weeks and not days. And so the Lakers have this tough stretch ahead of them, 6 games in the course of 8 days starting on Thursday, and they could be missing LeBron for the entirety of that stretch.
You're talking about it's measured in weeks. We have about 4 weeks left in the regular season, so we're running up against it. Lakers are second in the West. They have Luka for times like this. What is LA's approach here without LeBron going forward?
You know, a team source told me that it's business as usual, that they've already had to establish a next up mentality throughout the entire season, and this will only extend to the period that they're facing right now. There was no outside of the ordinary messaging that was delivered to the team as they had their meetings from Boston to New York in preparation for this Nets game, and certainly they had already begun to put the ball in Luka's hands. He's on a stretch right now, averaging over 30 points and 10 assists over his last 4 games. They're just going to continue to have him be the hub of the offense, and certainly the fact that they got Austin Reeves back from that that hamstring injury that he was feeling before LeBron had to go out is a benefit, because this will now be Luka and AR shouldering the load of the Lakers offense while LeBron's getting right.
Man, and that offense is going to have to be working overtime. LA has 7 games in the next 11 days, 2 against Milwaukee and 2 against Denver, who right now they're evened up with second seed in the Western Conference. That's Dave McMenamin joining us with the latest this morning on SportsCenter. Mac-10, much appreciated.
Christmas Day, my first year with the Lakers, is the first thing that popped in my mind. And I've been there before, and I know what type of injury you're dealing with. Second thing I thought about was 80. It's crazy, but I thought about 80. And then I'm over there just trying to see how much mobility, and see if I can possibly give it a go. And then I came back here and did a couple of stretches and a couple of things that ultimately knew that I was probably going to be done for the rest of the night. So.
All right, so for more, back here with our senior insider, Shams Charania. Shams, what more can you tell us about the severity of this groin injury for LeBron?
Sources tell me LeBron James is expected to miss at least 1 to 2 weeks. It will be a period of weeks that LeBron James will be sidelined. And as of right now, he will receive another evaluation in the next 24 hours after that groin calms down a little bit. Unlike 2018, though, I'm told LeBron James did not hear a pop in that groin muscle. Back in 2018, he suffered a groin tear. This year, it's not as severe. And unlike the last 2 seasons where the Lakers have been just scratching and clawing to get a play-in tournament slot, they are 3rd in the Western Conference. They are clearly in home court position right now, and they have a cushion and an ability here to be cautious with LeBron James' injury to make sure he gets right for the playoffs, especially the stretch run here in the second half.
You know, I do take it as a good sign, Shams, too, that he spoke to reporters after the game. Typically with players, when their injuries are more severe, we don't see them having those post-game conversations with reporters. So 1 to 2 weeks, as Shams is reporting. Shams, thank you so very much. In the grand scheme of things, it does seem like LeBron and the Lakers maybe avoided a major injury here, but that 2 seed, as Shams just alluded to, very much still up for grabs here. So, Stephen A., how do you see this injury affecting the rest of the conference and how the seed shapes?
Well, I think the Lakers could potentially struggle a little bit because last time I checked, Luka Doncic didn't look that healthy last night either. He just played through it, and ultimately they lost to the Boston Celtics. It's good to see him on the basketball court, but nevertheless, you never know what he's going to have, how it's going to affect him. You got to expect Austin Reeves to step up and others. We'll see what happens. I just think that you look at Denver, who lost today. You got to pay attention to them. I'm looking at the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm looking at the Houston Rockets. Obviously, Thompson went down a little bit. They were talking about him just a little bit earlier today. I got some news about him. In the end, though, I look at the Los Angeles Lakers falling no lower than 3rd in the Western Conference. And as long as they preserve a spot in the top 3, not having to face OKC in the second round, they'll be all right. Now, if you fall a 4 or 5, which obviously is possible, now you're spelling trouble because you're spelling the Lakers going home a bit earlier than folks had hoped or anticipated.
And as you alluded to, Luka Doncic questionable going into tomorrow's game here, Bob.
Yeah, look, well, first of all, I don't know if I missed something, but it says at least 1 to 2 weeks. Are we saying we're acting like it's just going to be 1 to 2? And I'm not saying that's wrong, right? That's how we look at it.
Well, it's 2 weeks. It's LeBron James. And
fine.
He's incredible condition.
I agree. If I'm going to bet on anybody coming back early,
I bet on him coming back within 2 weeks.
But if it's more, right, or if it's 2, 1 to 2 is a big difference. If he's just out a week, I'm much less worried. But if it goes past 2 weeks, they could easily fall to 4 or 5. They don't have it. I mean, I know Shams said it. The cushion isn't huge. They got 22 losses. Denver's got 23. Memphis has 24. Houston has 25. That's a 3-game difference between them and Houston. So I can see them slipping to 4 or 5. And also, you watched that game yesterday. Doncic is grabbing his bat. He's not exactly a picture of health himself. So he's going to have to do more, Perk.